Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? We're live. Mm-hmm. One of the best things about summer is fruit. I'm having a little fruit snack. Some mango, raspberries. Really like raspberries, blackberries. Blueberries are okay, but yeah. A little piece of chocolate to throw it in there. Oh. Well, if you're going to catch us on the replay, thank you for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to become one of our subscribers or followers, however you want to call them. As you can see, we're sitting outdoors in the backyard. There's a little noise going on, but, you know, we won't get too excited until people pop in. If you have any questions, let me know. If you got any comments, let me know. I'll be happy to answer, solve all your problems in the world we can make together. We can make the world a better place. All the naked girls will be here later. So if you're looking for sexy women, they're going to be on the live stream in a little bit. So, oh, thank you. It's one of my older ones. You know, I'm known as the tropical shirt wearing guy for a lot of reasons, but mainly because I wear tropical shirts. I have a collection of well over 200 of them. Now, I don't get to wear all 200 of them. So, Flolo, thank you for the nice shirt comment. Everybody say hello to each other. Valerie Perkins, hello. Hi. Meme. Hi, sexy women. There you go, buddy, right? Hope you guys are doing great tonight. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share to the channel. If you have a channel, let me know. We are in America. If you guys have any questions about America, or the Philippines, or women, or dogs, or anything else in the world, because I am a world expert on pretty much anything. And if I'm not, I can lie and fake it. Ashley said hi. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody, for doing that. Valerie, I'm new on this. You're new on YouTube or new to my live streams? Or both. It could be both. So thank you for doing the thumbs up. Well, welcome in, Valerie. We appreciate you being here. Where is my crown? You got your crown. Don't you see it? Ah, there it is. That's right, meme. You got your crown already. Valerie's number 2 with the crown. So, it happens a little mango. Does anybody like mango? I'm having mango and raspberries. Which do you prefer? Would you rather have mango or raspberry? I like blackberries, but it's kind of hard to find blackberries. Vin says hello. Hello to you. Hello. You like mango better? I like mango. I eat a lot of mango. And when we were living in the Philippines, we ate lots of mango. I mean, lots. What is the tallest building in America? It's the one that's a little bit higher than the one next to it. I don't know. Either the Empire State Building or the Sears Tower. One of the two. I want to say it's the Empire State Building because I think they put a radio antenna on top of it to beat the Sears Tower. Really? Meme, I didn't know that. I know mango's good for your digestive system. Mango has a lot of fiber in it. So if you ever have a problem, you can't go to the bathroom, eat some mango. I like raspberries a lot. Raspberries just are really expensive. So, I don't know. I guess they're both, I don't know. I'm 50-50. Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, hey, it could have been. You know, I mean, look, different fruits and vegetables release different chemicals. You know, maybe it oxygenates the blood, opens up the blood vessels, and the blood flows faster. You know, I don't know. Yeah, they're expensive here. Mangoes aren't cheap here either, though. We bought a box of 14. Now, they were the big mangoes, and they're the golden mangoes. And we paid $20 for 14 mangoes. Yeah. Yeah, very yummy. We bought the raspberries, and I think we paid $2.38 a pound for raspberries. That's what I think we did. My wife also bought strawberries. I like strawberries, but I don't want to just sit and eat strawberries. I do have some more watermelon I need to eat in the house. We eat a lot of watermelon. There's a type of watermelon that's grown in the Philippines that I really like, but you can't get it here. They're kind of long shaped, you know. Then they're kind of long, shaped like a football, but not as arched. They're kind of like a big sausage. Yeah. They're yellow inside, and they're really good. All right, it's not bad. Ben says hello to everybody. In the Philippines, a mango may cost you, I don't know, 30 or 40 cents. Bananas run 59 cents a pound pretty much all year round. I used to eat bananas every day. I had a banana every morning, but I got kind of burned out, so I quit doing that for the last 6 months. Bananas are always cheap. You'll never see them above 59 cents a pound. Never. You might see them, I forgot to get some corn yesterday, crap. You might see them as low as 39 cents. I was going to buy some corn on the cob yesterday, and I forgot. Dang it, because it was on sale. They had corn on the cob for sale for 30 cents an ear. Well, would you believe me, Meme, if I told you that was my private helicopter waiting to pick me up? Would you believe that? Nah, it's a lawnmower. They always wait until I come outside the bow. You know? $1.50 each in Europe. Okay, wow. Yeah, here, well, that's about what a single mango is here. If you like go to Walmart or the store and you just buy one or two, when you buy a case of them, you get a little bit of a break. Joe Lynn's in the house. Valerie says, I really got to go, but I like and I don't forget about me. I won't forget about you. You just feel free to come back, and thank you for the thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Jolene says, morning from the Philippines, but now I'm living in Brisbane, Australia. We have a lot of subscribers and followers from Australia land, and we appreciate them. Australia's on my bucket list to visit someday. Ben is saying goodbye. So, how are you? And so, are you married to an Australian, or are you an OFW? What's up with you? Why are you in Australia? Beautiful. It's 85 with a slight breeze. So for me, it's perfect weather. Now the sun is setting in the west. That's why I got my screen here down to help block the sun and keep the heat off me. Jolene, 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 don't take my man away just because you can. Yep, that song gets stuck in the head. Did you like Myron? Okay, so you're married in Australia? Good. We got a lot of Australian men that are married to Filipinas. Follow us. So thank you for coming in. If you haven't subscribed, I appreciate you doing that. I thought somebody made a remake of that song, or did they answer the song? I thought like Miley Cyrus or somebody who is kind of related to Dolly Parton. I think somebody made an answer song to that song. Enjoying the Philippines? Yes. So how long have you lived in Australia? Do you get to go back to the Philippines very often? We've been back quite a few times. We've lived in the Philippines, but now we're back in the United States. And I don't think we'll live in the Philippines ever again. We do own land and stuff there. But Jolene, Beyonce. I know there's a lot of people that are really mad that she won a country award when she's not a country singer. But yeah. But I thought somebody made kind of like an answer song where it was like Jolene's version. You know, something like, hey lady, I don't want your stinking ass man or something. You know, it was one of those, somebody made a song saying, you know, lady, or, oh, it was about, hey lady, if you could satisfy your man, he wouldn't be coming to me or something like that, you know. Valerie, we appreciate you coming in. Thank you for being here. So what's happening in Europe? A couple of you guys are from Europe. So what's going on in the country of Europe? The countries of Europe. Man, a lot of food. I still got some leftover sushi in the house I was supposed to have for dinner. But I decided I wanted to have fruit. I'm sure she is. She's at work, spying on us instead of working. Starting to get hotter? Yeah, it's starting to. And summer's finally kicking in. Wow, nice, Julian. Mame, you're funny. I thought Germany was the center of Europe. Lorelai's doing all right. She's at work. Today's Monday. We had a busy weekend. As you guys know, some of you was on the trip with us in Missouri. And then yesterday, Sunday, we had a bunch of things to do around the house. And today we had to take our dog Lily to the vet. So, what else do we do? That's about it. I don't know. German, yes, I've heard that actually. To be honest, I mean, that's a common misnomer, right? Because the few Germans, the real Germans, because I'm German heritage, but the real German men that I know, they're funny as hell, especially when they're drunk, which is all the time, by the way. Then it started fishing. Nice. Yeah, I went fishing we did a live stream fishing last week. I probably won't get to do a fishing video until later in the week because we're supposed to get rain Tuesday and Wednesday. It's Monday here, and I usually go in the evenings, so I might not get to go fishing for a few more days. And but fishing weather, definitely. I ordered some new fishing bobbers because I'm out of them. I did a price comparison. I'm trying to save money because I'm poor, and we are trying to raise money so that we can buy a bunch of very impoverished children in the Philippines on a remote island some noodles. We're going to try to buy lots of cases of noodles to give out to this island in the Philippines. So we're trying to save our money. So what I did was I went to the Walmart. I priced out how much the bobber was that I like, and they were $2.50. I found them online if I bought a big pack for $1 each. So I saved myself some money. Poor, well, yeah, I am poor. Literally. Meme, I am poor. You don't see me living in a $5 million beach house, do you? But when we do have riches, we try to give it away. So one thing we do try to do, we do try to share the wealth. Not now. Well, yeah, meme, just make sure it's clear. I am soliciting a donation, a $5 million donation. If anybody has an extra $5 million, I'm happy to take it. So, but we're trying to do better financially because I think everybody should do better financially, right? So I got a better deal on my fishing bobbers. We did get Lorelei's fishing license and my fishing license. Where we live at, that's a total of $20.50. That allows you to fish in the state we live, which is all freshwater, and it also allows you to fish for trout. Trout is a specialty fish in my part of the world, and you got to have a trout stamp for that. So together it's $20.50. But we buy one every year because we do like to fish. And I'll probably go fishing at the lake again like I did last week, like I did a few times last year. I did get some, and I'll show you guys later in life, I did get in some really cool bobbers. Well, they're not bobbers, they're not. Have you ever heard of taking like a green light and putting it in the water? And then how the little plankton and the bugs, at nighttime, the minnows will come to it, then the bigger fish come to it. Well, I found, and I've used these in the past when I had my own boat, but now I'm too poor to have a boat meme. But, hey, Rizal says, hey, Rizal, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. So now somebody's finally smartened up and said, hey, we can make a smaller version of that in something that looks like a bobber, put batteries in it, LED lights, because less power. You attach it to a string and you can hang it over like a dock. And then when you're done, you just pull it up. When batteries run out, you just change the batteries. Versus having to have a car battery, and do that. So I bought a couple of those the other day. They came in. I'm going to try them out one of these days soon to see how they work. I hope everybody's doing great today. Hope you guys all had a good day. Anybody have a bad day? I'm having a bad year. We had a bad year last year. This year's been a struggle. No. No, this looks like they kind of look like this, except for they're clear, right about this big. Okay, and they're clear and they're shaped kind of like a teardrop. And you put a battery in it and you turn it on and it glows. So it's not one of the snap glow sticks. And it has a little place for you to hook like a line to it. You tie a line to it or a swivel and you drop it over and it will float in the water. It's designed to be floating like a bobber. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. We use those at parties and things. Like at our Halloween party, we gave those out to all the little kids. And we let them run around in the yard with the glow sticks and the glow rings and the glow necklaces. So, yeah, but no, this is a battery operated LED light that floats in the water. So, it should work in theory. They were really cheap, about $10 for 4 of them. So, I don't know how well they can work, but we'll see. Yeah, what it does is it brings in the little fishies, which bring in the bigger fishies, or the little fishies bring, okay, the plankton brings in the little fishy brings in the medium fishies, the medium fishies bring in the big fishies. That's what it does. Yeah, hand grenades, there you go, for parties, yeah. Hand grenades. Hand grenades? Hand grenades? So, yeah, but I know what you're talking about, me. We have those here too. They're pretty cheap here. I think they run about $1 a stick. You can usually get like them in bulk for about 50 cents a stick if you buy like a case of them, or a gross. A gross is 144. You could probably get them for about 50 cents each, maybe a little less sometimes. But they also have them where you can make a bracelet out of them and a necklet out of them and things like that. So you should be used to that when you go to all the raves and the parties you rich Europeans get to go to. Us poor Americans don't get to go to parties. Sorry, we don't get to have fun in America. We're too busy working. So, oh, by the way, you guys are all invited to a party we're having. July the 5th, we're going to have our annual tropical shirt party. Everybody that comes, including the women, has to wear tropical inspired clothing. The men have to wear tropical shirts. So, right? So that's July the 5th at my house. Everybody's welcome to come. Just bring food, cash donation, and a tropical shirt, and you're good. So, I know I'm poor. Man, it means a lot to me to know that you understand that we're poor. It really does. It does. You know, I mean, you saw, you know, well, you've been around long enough to know that we're poor, poor, poor. I can't even, I drive a 20-year-old pickup truck. Yeah. I can't even afford to buy another dog since mine died. You know, I can't afford anything. My wife wants a new sectional for the house. I can't afford $4,000 for a freaking couch. You know, I need to buy a new mobility scooter. That's $3,000 right there. You know, I can't even buy any more fishing equipment because I'm so poor. You know, it's hard being in America. I know, man. You may not believe it, but it's pretty tough. It's tough. I got to pay somebody to mow my yard because I can't do it myself. It's hard. I'm telling you. We need to do a fundraiser for me. So, but the good news is we share the wealth. You guys all saw the live stream we did where we've actually provided school supplies for 60 kids in the Philippines. So that's really cool. Uh-oh. Somebody's alarm is going off. Somebody's car got broken into. Somebody's house got broken into. Something bad is happening in my neighborhood. Vin, he says, yes. Yeah, we need to maybe I'll do a GoFundMe page. You think if I did a GoFundMe page, anybody would donate money to my GoFundMe page so I could buy a lake house or a house on the water? You know? I don't need a kidney surgery or a heart transplant. I just need a house, you know, on the water. I mean, do you think anybody would buy that? Or do you think they would not appreciate me e-begging for a beach house, you know? At least I would be honest. All right, I'm listening, Meme. And by the way, Meme, now you're number 2. So just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. I could lie on the internet, right? I could be like all these other people saying, oh, I got to have a surgery. Or, oh, I crashed my car. Or my wife is going to have a baby and we can't afford it. Or, some shit like that, right? I could lie. But instead, at least I'm honest and say, all I want is $5 million so I could buy a house. You're always number one in the hearts and the minds. It's better to be pee than poo, right? But at least I'm not dishonest, whether you like it or not, you like our channel or not, um, you know, I'm me begging for the truth. That's right, you're number 2, buddy. You see it right there. That community thing is kind of cool, though, isn't it? I mean, I think it's pretty cool. We've had a lot of people ask us about it. I got some messages. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't create it. Facebook or YouTube created it. I didn't do it. So, I don't know anything about it. I don't know how to get it on. I've had other people say, hey, I saw your live stream. How do you get that on? I want to get that on my live stream. I'm like, oh. See, maybe if I was a bad guy, I would have said, well, give me $5 million and I'll tell you how to get it on your live stream. So, no. I don't know. Oh, I took the trash out today. Today's Monday. Tomorrow's trash day. So I had to take the trash out today for the trash people to come get it tomorrow. I'm trying to do some yard work when I can, when I feel good. I got to get out there. I'm trying to clean my yard up. My yard isn't looking as good as I want it to look this year, and I'm really disappointed in that. So I have to try to figure out how to get my yard looking better. Especially if you guys are all coming over for a big party on July the 5th, right? I can't have people coming out here thinking my yard is crappy. So today is Thursday. No, it's Monday. You know how I know it's Monday? Because Lorelai went back to work. She always goes back to work on Monday. So I get peace and quiet for a few hours, That's how I know. I know these things. So I keep up with these things, man. Yeah. Might be Thursday for you, buddy, but not here. Lorelai got my new pizza oven assembled last night. We did that. She bought me a pizza oven on clearance for Christmas Tuesday. There you go. We finally got around to unboxing it. I've already could tell something I don't like about it. It doesn't have an external thermometer temperature gauge. So I think I'm going to try to figure out how to install one. I do have one of those really cool digital remote ones that somebody sent me to review as a product review, that you can monitor on your phone. But I think I'm going to drill a hole in the lid of this one and get one and just stick it down in there and let it. I'm going to try to do something like that. Because it's a pizza oven, it's a griddle, so you can make pancakes and hamburgers. You can cook pizza, all kinds of things on it. It goes right here. You can't see, but I got a new table coming, and I'm going to be putting it right there. Oh! I felt like I got suntan lotion on me. Oh, I know what it was. I've been cleaning the windows in the house. I got window cleaner. Oh, what's that car doing? Let's see if I'll show you real quick. All right? You want to see? Let me move. I'll show you the box. Hang on. Let me, Can you see that? That's what it is. So here's the back of it. So it's just a small tabletop pizza oven. It's a Cuisinart or something. I'm not for sure what brand it is. Oh, I was wrong. Yeah. It's a Cuisinart brand, and I was wrong. I know. Everybody's shocked. It actually does have a temperature gauge built in. I was wrong. Because if you're going to cook food, you need to know what you need to know what in the heck the temperature inside is. Runs on propane, that's right. And it will sit here with our barbecue grill is right here. So it's going to sit right next to it. It's a tabletop model. Here, maybe I can show you better this way, guys. See? Kind of like that. That's kind of what it is. We got it on clearance at Walmart for like 70% off during Christmas, so we bought it. And we like to make pizzas. We suck at it, but we like making pizza. But we also have a lot of parties, right? And so when we cook outdoors, having an extra cooking service would be really nice. Even though we have our big Memphis style one here, it's still going to be handy to have two different things. Well, there's Tim. Hey, Tim, how are you, my friend? Good morning, Tim. How are you? How are you? What's happening in the Philippines? You can get natural gas conversion kits. You can. But we just use propane. It's easier. Tim, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you all for the thumbs uppers. Everybody say hello to Tim. So that's what we've been doing. So we got that oven in, but I got a table I've ordered for it, a stainless steel one that comes in. Probably be here in a few days. And then I'm going to finish making a video. I am early tonight. I am. You know, we've been kind of all over the place, right? Doing live streams at different times, fishing ones, and we did one during the evening in Branson, Missouri the other day, and I got some stuff I want to do later this evening when it cools off. So I thought I would start the live stream a little bit early tonight and kill some time, because I need to work on getting some of the dead grass cleaned up in my yard, but I want to wait until it's a lot cooler. So, yeah, thought I would do that now, Tim. But yes, early tonight. You never know about tomorrow. You never know about tomorrow. So we did that yesterday. And, oh, we got a really, there'll be a video coming out probably tomorrow. I'll probably drop it tomorrow, of a really cool mystery gift. I'm not going to spoil it. Lorelai and I got this really cool mystery gift in the mail over the weekend. So I made a video, and you guys will get to see that if you watch our channel. It's really cool. Really cool. I had no clue. But we were busy all weekend. We went to Branson. We went looking at furniture, even though we're poor and can't afford any furniture. I don't know why we're looking, because we can't afford to buy any. But we went looking. One thing, you know, is good to do is get out of the house, get the wife out of the house. But yesterday, Saturday, I don't know. Saturday. We went to a place called Branson, Missouri, and went down to the river, the lakefront. They got a big waterfront thing there, and we hung out and did a live stream there. So, and we're hoping this week after the rain ends, I'm going to probably do a live stream or two out fishing. So, but we thank everybody coming in. We got a bunch of you guys in the background. Everybody just say hello to each other. Let me know if you got a channel you want to promote or a video. Remember, if you're blue, you don't have to ask. Yes, I got that. I got a really nice one. And you download it to your Bluetooth, right? I got one. I want to try it on my smoker. Last year I was smoking pork belly, and I would like to use that on that because, one, my smoker doesn't have a temperature gauge or control. And so I really need to get the smoker at the right temperature and keep it there to do a proper job. And so I'm planning on using that when I use the smoker, is what I plan on doing. My regular barbecue grill, both sides, the gas and the charcoal side, all have their built-in thermometers. And now the new pizza oven has a built-in thermometer. Mason's in the house, says hello. Mason, thank you for saying hello. Thank you for the thumbs up. Everybody say hello to Mason. You're amazing, Mason. You like that? So we took our little dog Lily to the hospital, or to the vet today. She has a fatty mass on her chest that we're watching. If it gets too much bigger, we're going to have it surgically removed. But for right now, we're just kind of waiting and seeing. So, hell yeah, Mason says, that's right. So, been doing a little bit of road tripping this summer. You know, summer is just officially starting here, finally. Finally starting. Weather's starting to get normal. We don't have any big trips planned because we're poor. And we can't really afford to go anywhere nice. But yeah, you're right. The temperature control is the adjuster knob, right? But what I guess what I meant to say was my smoker doesn't have a temperature gauge. It does have a dial knob to bring it up or down, but you don't know what the temperature is at all. It doesn't have any markings like 200, 250, 300 on the knob. It doesn't have anything. So for the smoker, I want to use it in there because then I can play with it, right? I can put the Bluetooth thermometer in there and turn it on and see what my base is, right? Because that's kind of what I want to do. I want to turn it on low, the very lowest, and I want to see what that base temperature is. And I'm going to mark it. And then I kind of want to go up a quarter and mark it. I want to make my own. Poor, well, we are poor. We're not rich like you Europeans. I mean, my goodness, you guys have your own money and everything over there. I mean, it must be good. My Views, Your World. Hey, Tim and Mason. My Views, Your World. How are you? What's going on, buddy? What are you doing, man? What is happening in your world? Yes, I am still poor. I am still e-begging for $5 million. And your guys are all invited to my house July the 5th. You just got to wear tropical shirt attire. You can even bring women with you. Yeah, I will. And that's what I'm going to do. I just got to find something that I want to smoke so that I can work on it. So, yep, you got to be able to adjust that. But we are poor. Yeah, depending, that's correct. Now, that's about the temperature. 220 is about the highest, right? But the other thing I found that I could use my smoker for was, it's kind of like an oven smoker. I can use it as an oven. So when we're having a big party here, one, I can turn it all the way down and use it as a warming oven for the meats. Or two, I can literally put a roast in there or something else in there and kind of use it as an oven. Yeah, your own money. You mean the currency? Yeah, the euro. See? You guys are so rich over there. You You got a currency named after you guys. So, but yeah, I mean, Europeans are rich. Man, you guys got everything. I saw where the guy from France got beat up by his wife on the airplane the other day. Did you guys see that? The prime minister or president of France, his wife, and said, "Look, bitch, take this." Pow. We are going to do, on a serious note, for anybody who cares, we are on our PayPal account. We're going to be taking small donations from people because this summer, later this summer, in about 2 months, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, we're going to be giving away cases and cases of noodles to some of the poorer islands in the Philippines. So that's something that we're working on. So, is it a prime minister? All right. The professor, Busy Slim, the professor, not the professor. French Prime Minister Macron, his wife slapped. Yeah, she slapped him. He saw it. She's like, "Bitch, take this." Boom. You know, I mean, we saw it. We saw it. You know, I mean, how embarrassing, right? You know, I would have came out on that airplane and said, "My wife's a bitch. You guys all saw her slap me. I want her arrested. Throw her ass in prison." You know, Europeans beat everything. I know. We Europeans beat on everything. I know, man. You know, the good thing was this. The only thing I will say, because it is kind of funny, at least it wasn't him doing that to his wife. Because, my God, he would have already had to resign if he would have done that to his wife, right? So the double standard. She smacks him, she can go hide. But if he would have smacked her, his career would have been over. Smack my patch up. Yeah, she did it. You know, smack or shoved or whatever you want to call it. So, I don't know, man. I saw a reporter ask Donald Trump what he thought about that, or if he had any marital advice for that French guy. And I think Donald said something like, "Well, maybe you should keep the door of the plane closed." I don't know. But really, Tim says that his name's Macron. Married a teacher 20 years old. So basically, he married his mama. Is that what he did? And so his mama smacked him. Said, "Boy, you better straighten up and fly right. You know, you get down there and you tell them what I told you to say. Don't you deviate from what I told you to say, young man." I bet you that's what happened. You know, I mean, that's what they did to Biden, right? So now you go down there and stand up and you only say what we told you to say. Oh, you can't remember it? Let me write it down for you. Oh, man, it's a crazy world, Tim. Yeah, basically, yes. Yeah. Married his mama. Yeah. At least, look, I haven't looked at a lot of other world leaders. I really haven't. I know Kim Jong-un from Korea, his wife is you know. But I will say, at least Trump has a good-looking wife. I mean, no other president has had one. But maybe, is Trump the first president in U.S. history that had a pretty wife? I don't know. I don't know about other world leaders. You know, but yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, good marital advice. Keep that airplane door shut until everybody's, you know, always think the camera's on you. Dennis in the house. Good evening, Dennis. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Macron's wife was a man. Google. So was Obama's, or is Obama's. A lot of people think Michelle Obama's a man. And I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. I don't like her, so maybe that sways my judgment. But my only question would be, if she's a man, how did she have kids? Where did they get those 2 kids from? Kim is a girl. Yeah, Kim is a weird, you know, he's fatter than I am. You know, must be nice to be Korean president. Candace Owens outs him. I'll have to look that up, Dennis. Well, I know, but and that's what I mean, Dennis. You would think though that there would be obvious evidence that those aren't her kids. Whose kids are they then? Where do they come from? They can't just magically go to Walmart. Hillary was cute in her younger days. Really? My views? Yeah, Hillary was cute in her younger. I thought her daughter, what's her name? Chelsea, was cute in her early 20s, but that's pretty much it. Google Candace. Okay. Yeah, not her. Okay, I will. I'll look that up. Michelle is a man. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. But I'll look at it, Dennis. I will. But I'm just thinking there has to be evidence that she didn't give birth to those two girls, right? Who's not bad looking. That's the other thing. She's really ugly, right? Michelle Obama's ugly. Barack Obama's not a bad looking guy, but his two daughters are not half bad looking girls. So you kind of got to wonder, or maybe they picked him up in Hawaii. I don't know what they did, but I can see where a lot of people think Michelle Obama's a man. God, Tim. Yeah, Hillary was cute before the lights were invented. That's right. She was one of those ladies in her early 20s that if you were at the bar and it was late at night, you could go home with her, but you'd have to chew her arm off, chew your arm off to get away from her. I never thought, well, maybe George Bush's wife wasn't bad looking when she was a young lady, right? What's her name? Not Barbara, the other one, the young Bush guy. I think his wife was okay looking when she was young. His daughters are good looking. Man or woman? No, just a fucking bitch. You got that right, Dennis. You got that right. She is just a bitch. She's a horrible human being. Horrible human being. Horrible. Hillary Clinton is just horrible, nasty human being. And I think, and the way she cackles, I don't know. So I don't know who has the best looking wife as a political leader. I wonder. Oh, really, ma'am? They picked him up in Hawaii. Why? I can't believe it. A little bit better than going home with the morning paper. Yes. That's about it. But, I don't know about what's his face in the Philippines. Does he got a good looking wife? Ken Ungers likes that. Tim, thank you for coming in, Ken. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. All the thumbs ups. Thank you for saying hello to each other. Oh my God. And you guys all know you're welcome to come to our house, even though we're poor. Meme. July the 5th, we're having our annual tropical shirt party at our house. You guys are all welcome to come and join us. We're going to have a lot of food and pretty girls. Maybe not. I don't know. A lot of music. A lot of food. She's a man eater. Man eater. Ken, how are you doing, buddy? What's going on in your part of the world? So I don't know if the Filipino guy does, if he has a good-looking wife. I can't think of any of the other political leaders that having good-looking wives. And I don't think Trump's wife is not dead gorgeous or anything. I think she's good-looking. I think she dresses well, she behaves well, she looks well. Ken says, I'm doing good. Same old, shame old. Yeah. We're surviving. That's all I can say is we're surviving. We're not having a good time in life at the moment, but we're surviving. That's all I can, that's all I can really admit to. We are poor. Thank you for acknowledging. Meme likes to make sure everybody knows that we're poor. See, you can phone in to Dennis. You can live stream or phone in, right? Your shirt. You can do that. So that's what I want to say. We can FaceTime you so you can join the party. You and your honeypot. You guys can be joining the tropical shirt party. Tim says, good evening to you. What's good, Ken? Ken's good at everything. Good morning, sunshine. Uh-oh, Ken's number 1 in the group now. Meme is back down to being turd. Number 2 spot. Tim has come in as number 1. Woohoo, Tim. Rocking the community page. Yeah, Dennis is going to be having a party in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico in July. I got to think about, okay, I can't give you exactly numbers, but I have to plan a very special birthday for the wife next year, next spring, somewhere around in there. I can't tell you how old she is or will be, which special birthday it is. It could be 20, it could be 25, it could be 70 or 75. It's one of those, anywhere in between, right? So I need to figure out what we're going to do for her birthday, so I'm looking for suggestions. Tim says, what's with the crowns? Yes. The crowns are a new feature that popped up on us over the weekend when we were giving away school supplies, and they're in the Philippines. I think it just started to pop up, and so you get like, the more you chat or you donate or you super chat or you give little hearts and little floaty things, the higher ranking you get in the chat community. So the more you do it, the better, the higher you are. Meme always winds up being like number 2, and you know, guys all know what number 2 is. So, need Jack to jump out of a cake? Yes. Well, we blocked Jack. I got tired of Jack trying to message me, e-begging. I e-beg, but at least I'm honest. I just want a beach house in Florida. So, you know. But we got tired of Jack messaging me, even though I haven't talked to him in months because he's needed money, wanted me to give him money and shit. So I got tired of that. Someone took your crown now. Yeah, it bounces around. So kind of the more active you are, the crown level is. And so it's an interesting feature. Grand prize is a plate of lumpia and some dipping sauce. Ooh, I like lumpia. You know, let me tell you something. We had a party last weekend, and one of the ladies makes the best lumpia around. Nice lady. But that's not what I was going to tell you. What I was going to tell you is, you know the best way to eat lumpia? The best way is to dip it in French onion dip. Oh my God, that's so good. What happened to HTN and Mother Hubbard? Well, that's a good question. I haven't seen Henry in a couple of weeks. I haven't seen Henry. I saw Bai pop up here or there. She likes to just kind of pop up and say hi, because she's going to go live. But I know Henry's supposed to go to the Philippines and see her. The last I heard, he was going to the Philippines to meet up with Bai and some other people in October. I don't know if that's still true or not, but that was what he said. So yeah, but I think Bai's doing okay. She's not doing her YouTube the way she was. I don't think her YouTube channel panned out the way she thought it was going to. You haven't had good lumpia since you left Texas. I know, man. Look, I've eaten lumpia everywhere, and I've eaten it from Filipinas all over the Philippines, right? Because we have them around here from all over the country and everywhere else we've gone. And there is one lady here that's, I got to be careful. I don't want to talk about her husband, but one lady here who makes by far the best, and they are so very authentic lumpia. There's no weirdness about them. She's got her deep fry and temperature correct. You know, they're all handmade. They're just freaking outstanding. French onion dip. French onion dip, not ranch. Ranch is for Americans, Beam. I'm not an American, buddy. I'm a French onion dip dipper, you know. Yeah, but ranch is good. I like to use pizza crust in ranch. Dip the bread in the ranch dressing. So they brought over lumpia last weekend or the weekend before last, and she'll bring them again too for the party. So we're gonna have some smoked ribs and hamburgers and chicken and all of that good stuff. The chicken we got last time, I'll just tell you, I wasn't happy with it. Cheap Walmart chicken. It had so much fat in it. Even after you trim some of it, we have to do a much better job watching the fat in this chicken. Even taking the skin off, there is so much fat in it that it would cause my grill to flame up. You know what I mean? And I don't like that. That's correct, Tim. And that's what I mean. Either the temperature's wrong or they do. If you got the temperature right and your timing right, you're good. And this is what this lady knows. She knows her temperature and her time, and they're perfect. And I've known them for a couple of years, and they're always spot on. So she's got her stuff dialed in. The other thing they do that I don't like, Tim, is a lot of them want to sprinkle 5 spice on top of them right after they come out of the fryer. They want to sprinkle 5 spice on that, and I don't like that. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Not the way it's supposed to be. So I don't know. So Dennis, if you're still in the background there, everything's still going good with you? As a German, you are European. That's right. So, okay. So are you saying all Germans are Europeans, but all Europeans aren't Germans? Which is better? Which would you prefer to be, a German or a European? Would you rather be called German or would you rather be called a European? It's kind of like here, I guess people might call us Arkansasians or Americans. I would probably prefer Americans because Arkansasians sounds kind of weird. I don't know. I do like German potato salad though, meme. Good. Like to hear that. Good. Lorelei's very happy too. Dennis, very happy. You guys will have to come to America one of these days. Or join us on a cruise next year when we try to go on a cruise for Lorelei's birthday. We got to find something special to do for her birthday. Joe Vaughn and his wife Michelle are going to go with us, I think. There's going to be 4 of us on a cruise or a trip. I got to find what trip to take Lorelei on for her special birthday. Because I don't want to have a big party for that. Because one, it'd cost me more money than going on a trip. And the headache of having a gigantic party and the money and the drama, because you know a lot of the Filipinos will just come, even though they hate us or don't like us or haven't spoken to her in a year. They'll all come, you know. You have 2 European state memberships. Nice. See, you are rich. Everybody, Meme is probably the richest person I've ever met on YouTube so far. I mean, he is stacked. He's a commercial success. He's a European with 2 state memberships. My God, I don't even have any memberships. And you have 2. I have none. I don't have any memberships. Man, you got life a rockin'. And I see that you're number 3 now in the chat. So, and we can't go to the Philippines next year. We have some business that we have to do in the Philippines, and we're going to have to wait until early 27, I think, is when we have to be there, or that we need to be there. So I can't waste a trip in 26, early 26, when we got to go to the Philippines and turn right around and go back the next year. So instead, I need to find we've already been to Vegas. They may want to go to New York, if they want to go to New York, I'm staying home. But if anybody comes up with any suggestions, let me know. Maybe I could send Lorelei to the Philippines and I could stay home. That'd be all right. 2, I know. You have two. I know. There's my helicopter coming to take me away. And then, of course, if we go on a cruise, where should we go on a cruise to? You know, thinking about the Cayman Islands or the U.S. Virgin Islands, not Canada. You know, we probably won't be even welcomed in Canada anymore. You know, Americans try to cross the Canadian border and they kick us out now because they don't like us anymore. So nobody likes Americans anymore, I guess. So at least maybe the French do, because the French guy got beat up, you know, by his woman, his mama. His mama beat him. But if you're not in the United States, one thing I'll just say, and not really about politics, but it does kind of feel like things are getting better here. It's slow, but there seems to be a lot of optimism in the air right now. A lot of people are excited about future jobs and tech schools, and you know, we're all waiting for the interest rates to go down to buy a house. There's a lot of people that are just kind of waiting but excited. Any cruises that travel to the Philippines and depart from them? Well, no, but yes. All right. Tim, they said there is. If you go and Google it, yes, but you can never book it. Does that make sense? There are some in Asia, of course, other parts of Asia that you could take. And you'll find where some of them say they go to the Philippines, okay, to one area, but they really don't. Because I've studied this, unless it's changed in the last couple of years. We went, and I did all of this, but it was a lie, because the Philippines doesn't have a cruise ship port. Meme, you know which ones. Yes. I know which ones. Gasoline, where we live, which is expensive because we live where all the rich people live, even though we're the poor people, is about $2.70. Alabama's in the 250s. Missouri was in the upper 50s, $2.60 a gallon. Diesel is $3.10 here. And Ken says $3.09 in Ohio, Tim. All right. So when we were in Alabama, it was down in the 250s. And we've had it as low as here in the last 10 days down to $2.60. So our gas is coming down here. We do see some food prices coming down, which is good. Not restaurant prices, but some food prices. So, but it kind of feels like when you go out and talk to people here, when you're out running around and talking to people, more people kind of start feeling a little bit better, they seem. That's me, man. Poor guy. That's me. That's our poor people here. You got to remember, this is America. Meme. We're poor here. We're not like you rich people in Europe. So much you're driving across country. Well, it's still cheaper. I mean, when we drove 12 hours, or it was 11 hours, you know, our rule of thumb is if I got to spend the night somewhere when I drive, then I would rather fly. But if I don't got to spend the night, usually it's cheaper to drive. Because Lorelei's car gets really good gas mileage, 38, 40 miles to the gallon on the interstates. If you fly, you got to buy the ticket, rent a car, all of those things when you get where you're going to go. So meme is number one again. So we drove to the Gulf of America and back, and it didn't cost us. We filled up twice. Once when we left, halfway, and then we had gas while we were there. Then we filled up a couple times while we were there because we drove up so far. But we only got to fill up twice to get there. And it's a 14-gallon car. Armageddon 10, yes. Tim says, I am so poor I can't even pay attention. Hell, Tim, I'm so poor nobody wants me to pay attention. you know. I'm so poor they give attention to me for free, man. They hand it out for free. There's my dog Lily. Let me show you my dog Lily. My dog Lily is, well, we're all struggling, but Lily is extremely depressed because she no longer has her dog, her buddy Daisy with her. Because if you guys didn't know, my dog Daisy died. My black dog that sat with me all the time. She died of heart failure while we were in Alabama. So we're still struggling, and I can't afford to buy another wiener dog. They're like $1,500. So $1,500 to $3,000. And I don't even want one that's AKC registered, but we can find one of those. So, because I like to have another long-haired female, but, it's just not in the cards right now. And that's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Whatever's meant to be will be. But Lily is very sad. She mopes. She whines. She'll just sit around and cry. There's nothing wrong with her. We took her to the vet 2 times in the last month. Please play the ukulele for a coin. Well, if I thought it would get me anywhere, I would, but I don't know how to play it. I wish somebody would teach me, but I can't afford to pay somebody to give me lessons. I'd like to learn how to play it, but I have to start at the very basic. I know nothing about music. I mean, nothing. I wasn't allowed to go to music class when I was a little kid because I was too mean. They didn't let me go to those things, or art class, or anywhere. They put me in the principal's office all day and made me stay there. Wow, $100 each way. That's pretty good. Yeah. So, 14 gallons is what it takes us to go to the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of America, 28 gallons. What? Yeah. We fill up. I fill up here. I get to go to the Gulf of America. I still have about a quarter of tank on the second tank left. At, let's say, $2.50 a gallon on that trip. But yeah, back in the day, man, when, music was around when I was a kid. It was. I just wasn't allowed to go to it. I know, man. They did that whole, man, I can't even think of it now. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to go. I didn't get to go to music class. I signed up and they said no. I didn't get to go to art class. I didn't get to go to band. I didn't like band anyway, but I didn't get to go to any of those things. Every time I tried to sign up for something like that, except for sports, classes were already full. Yeah, acting, I tried, no, wouldn't let me, nope. They didn't want my happy ass anywhere near the other kids. I did finally in high school get to take one art class and I got kicked out of it. So, I don't know. Do they teach music in school anymore these days? I don't know if they even do that. But so I don't even know how to read notes. I don't know anything about that. Right. Anger management was sitting in the office doing paperwork and, things to keep. When I was in elementary school, I was the kitchen helper. I washed dishes in the kitchen all day long. I did a lot of that. So PA Outdoors, my good friend, how are you? Cheers to you. Everybody say hello to PA. The only extracurricular activity I got to do was wash the trays in the lunchroom and clean up the mess in the lunch. That's what I got to do. Doing good overall? Nice. I say, PA says he's doing good. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, if you guys haven't done that. Well, Ken, I got kicked out of art class for burning the art teacher. We had to do a collage type project with multimedia stuff, and I knew she was a smoker, and I didn't like her. So I made a big cigarette pack out of cardboard and colored like in the shape of a marble package. And I made these 2 really long cigarettes and made a cross like this. And then on this one here, I put a cutout of her head on it and I lit it on fire down here. Yeah, I got kicked out of art class. I was asked not to come back. So, I don't know why. I didn't see a problem with it. I was just expressing myself. Ah, wasn't posing correctly. Nice. Painting nudes of the teacher. Yes. Wasn't posing correctly. That's right. No, Tim. I know. Tim wasn't. That's right. Well, the question, Tim, is the real question. No. Was the teacher hot? That's the question. Was the teacher hot? So Ken was she a good looking teacher? Mine was like an old 50-year-old smoker with a beehive. So, but yeah, I got kicked out of class at that point. You know, they did throw me in one ceramics class, but I was told I didn't have to come. I could go lift weights at the football place. I didn't actually go to that class. They excused me. Like, no, we're going to technically put you in ceramics. And the teacher told me, said, well, but I know you have football practice after this, so if you want to leave, just come in, let me know you're here. Then if you want to leave and go down to the field house, you can. Like, okay. She was good. She was good looking. Nice. Mine wasn't. I don't think I've ever had a good looking teacher, unfortunately. Maybe in college. Oh, what did my dog got? You guys want to see something funny? We're going to spy on my dog. Hang on. You guys watch my dog. I'm going to take you over there. We're going to see what she's trying to catch. Oh, it's a toad. What is it? You guys see what it is? See, that's my dog's claw. But, oh, it's a toad. That's her bad foot that got hit, got ran over when she got ran over by the car. She doesn't like the toads, but I think she's figured out not to lick them anymore, because every time she licks a toad, she gets foam in her mouth. So I think she's trying to figure that out. This is Adventures of the Wiener Dog. Oh, look at my poor dog with her broken foot, her club foot. What's the matter, Lily? See, she can't get to the toad now. Maybe if you don't know what a toad is, because I know you're in Europe, you guys might not have toads. But toads are kind of like frogs, except for they live on land. I'll have to watch the toad action. Meme says in Europe, gasoline is around $5.50 dollars a gallon. Is that what you're saying? 5.5 or 5 to 7? 7 to 5, 5 to 7, 7.5 per a gallon. All right. Well, see, if you guys would have been nicer to us Americans, we may have helped you out with the gas crises. You know, we can't do everything for everybody. So, there you go. That's right. Lily's got him in her mouth so much she's foamed up. So I think she's finally figured out that that's not a good thing, but she still doesn't like them. Tim says, good thing we don't drive in Europe. I agree with that. I don't know how anybody could afford in Europe. You have to be rich to live in Europe. That's my point. I mean, look at all the rich people you guys have in Europe. All the fancy places you guys get to go to. all the fancy food you get to eat, all the fancy talk you get to talk. So, man, you guys are, exactly. But driving here is still not that bad. I mean, gas, when we first came back from the Philippines 2.5, 3 years ago, gas was almost $4 a gallon. I was shocked. We got off the plane and rented the van to come to drive. And I looked at gas prices after we got out on the interstate, and I was, holy shit, what happened? In the year that I was gone, the gas prices had doubled. And then I realized it was because of the Democrats, especially in Germany. It's about 65 pesos per liter here. Okay. So what's that about? What's the dollar now in the Philippines? Is it about 50 or 55 pesos to the dollar? I don't know what it is lately. So that's about $2.20 or so a gallon probably, right? So maybe about the same as here, a little bit less in the Philippines per gallon. So, yeah, depending on what the ratio is, right? That's not too bad, Tim. The only other, well, I was watching my dog. It's 65, yeah. Sorry, I was watching Lily. Lily's getting mad because she can't get the toad. The toad is hiding from her, so she can't reach it. She's getting mad about it. 55 and a half, okay. 385 per gallon, okay, yeah. All right, so that's a little pricier, yeah. Yep, it's a little pricier. I don't know. I think our national average is the lowest it's been in 4 years, they said. During the last holiday, I think our national average dipped down to 306 a gallon. And that was the lowest it's been in 3 or 4 years. I think that was the national average, 306 over Memorial Day weekend. So, which, it's not bad, but you guys remember when gas was like $1? The clear memory I have is when gas went above $1.29 a gallon. I remember this. I was a college student, and I remember going, man, damn, gas is $1.30 now, a gallon. Holy crap, how am I going to afford to keep going to college if the gas is $1.30 a gallon? Boy. Gas has gone down on the average? Yes. But I remember that. I remember thinking, man, gas $1.30 or more is going to hurt my ability to get to class. I got to rebudget my gas for traveling to go to class. I remember that, man. But now it's, I'd be happy to have anything close to that. Hell, I'd be happy if it got under and stayed under $2.50 a gallon, which is really sad, but, Poor Lily. Poor Lily. Propane, I don't know what propane is. I just take it up and get it filled. It's about $25. I think it's $25 or $26 to get a propane tank recharged here. If you need to buy a new propane tank, I think a new propane tank with it being filled is $50, $56. But to get it recharged, I think it's only, $26, $27. So I guess it's about half and half, right? The metal tank is, I think it's about $56 is what I saw at Walmart the other day. Because down the road here, I might have to get some refills. And I need to get a third tank for the new pizza oven that we have here. Lorelai got a pizza oven for me over Christmas, and she assembled it last night. 22 cents per gallon. Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? And what's the tax? Does anybody know how much we tax on gas? Isn't it like 50 or 60% of that is tax? You know, in America, I don't know about the Philippines or any other country, but isn't the meme, if you're still there, is your gas really expensive because of the tax or the cost of the fuel? Here, I think the tax rate is a good 40 to 50% on gasoline. That's why it's so high. I don't know. But yeah, I remember mowing yards as a kid too, taking, plastic jugs over to get gasoline to mow a yard with. Ah, don't lick that. Don't lick that toad. Yeah, you're all right. You're a good girl. Just don't lick the toad. Lily was wanting to. She finally got to the brave where she was going to go and try to, and I don't want her to do that. So now she's sitting over out of the way watching it. Yeah, 60%, right. So look, all they'd have to do is take the damn tax away, right? And gas would plummet. And take the tax away and gas would plummet. But their excuses would be, well, then we can't have nice roads. We'd have to tax you somewhere else. And I guess I kind of understand that. I think I would rather pay gas tax than I would property tax because you can structure how much you drive, right? But you really can't structure how much they charge you on property tax. You got it, and it's harder to manage your grocery costs too. About 80 cents per liter tax. Damn, that's expensive. So I would rather them, I guess, do the gas tax. But here in my state, we pay property tax, state income tax, tax on everything. It's not super high, but we pay a lot of tax. And we pay the gas tax, food tax. Then we pay double tax on certain things, which is really bad, you know. We're looking at some furniture over the weekend because even though we're poor and we can't afford it, Lorelai would like to buy a new sectional or a couple of couches for the house. So we're not going to buy them because we don't have the money. But I thought we'd kill some time to go look, and they want 10% tax on that. And then if you want to buy any kind of protection program with the furniture, it's additional 12% on top of that. Now, we did negotiate down on that. They did say that they could waive the delivery fee, and they might be able to waive the 12% if we were willing to buy. You okay, Lily? I got a brother that lives in Texas. They pay $1,200 a month in taxes on their house. $1,200 a month. $1,200 a month in taxes. That's what I pay a year in Arkansas. Well, I pay a little bit more than that, but I pay roughly that here in Arkansas. Alabama's the same way. Florida's working on their taxes. I don't know about other states, but that's a lot in Florida. But I know Texas doesn't have state income tax. So if you make money in the state doesn't take taxes for that, but they've still got to pay the federal government, which is wrong. And I don't know if you guys have seen PA Outdoors. Yeah, my girlfriend family paid 13K a month. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Um, what was I going to tell you? There was something in the thing the other day that happened that changed. I'll think of it in a second. There's something new. I got to think of it now. Oh well, it's all right. Lost it. So yeah, taxes. You know, they said we shouldn't have to pay taxes. We just shouldn't. I definitely am a big believer that if you own your own property, you shouldn't have to pay taxes to keep it. I just think that's so wrong in America that we punish people for owning property, and that's what that is. And I know the state of Florida is looking at repealing that next year, so they're working on it. Texas does that. So right, you don't pay no, you don't pay state income tax in Texas, but you pay a higher property tax. If I remember right, yeah. So here where we live, it's about balanced. You know, you pay sales tax, income tax, and property tax, car tax, tax on everything. I mean everything. You got to pay tax on every freaking thing. It's getting closer. They think it's supposed to go for vote. Oh, maybe this week. It's supposed to go for vote this week again, right? I think it's this week, Tim. So it's probably going to be another few weeks before it passes. Hopefully it'll pass. Something has to happen. I mean, we need to get something done. So Elon's last day was the other day of being a special employee. So he's back running his companies. His 134 days was up, so he's back doing Tesla again, and he's still going to be a special consultant, I guess. And that guy who ran, we're still having issues. That guy that ran for vice president is still out there acting like a fool. We're having today, in today's news, there's a lot of drama once again about a boy saying he's a girl, and he's running in the state track competition and winning, of course, you know. So that's hit the media again today. That's going on. I don't know what that noise is. Somebody's car alarm, maybe? Yeah, maybe. So I think it's supposed to get passed in the next few weeks, is what I think, Tim. But if they can get it passed, and at least it just, I've always thought it was stupid that people who earn tips got to pay tax on it. And I think it'd be interesting to see what happens with the overtime issue. Do I live in Texas? Yes. We're not too bad. We're pretty much in the middle to lower tax bracket. We're kind of like in the middle of it is where we're at. Agree, totally agree. But once again, California, they got this big old boy, tall, lanky kid who wants to identify as a female, who's running and winning the state championship. You know, leaving the girls so much so that he beats them so badly, the girls, that he stops and he's standing around talking to somebody, and he turns and looks around and he's standing there waiting for the other. He has enough time to turn around and wait for them to finish the line. Probably 2 seconds. But yet, you know, it's okay. Just totally wrong. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Tim used to live in the great state of Texas, which is Texas. Yeah, I got a brother that lives there. So even though the government has come out and said, look, no more of this bullshit, we got states like California and Maine still pretending that boys are girls. Just wrong. Just wrong. Totally wrong. So Tim, I agree with you guys. I agree with all you guys about that. If you're genetically a male, no, no. Look, it's kind of like that swimmer a couple years ago who was like, what, 400th in the ranking? And then he decided to switch and said, oh, wait, I'm a girl, and went to go swim against the girls, and he was number one. But how can these people live with themselves? This is my question. How can people, are they so delusional with themselves that they think this, does that kid really think this is fair? Oh, I want to be a girl, and so I'm going to say I'm a girl and I'm going to beat everybody at track. Can't live comfortably, couldn't live comfortably in the United States on my pension. For a lot of people, it's tough. We do okay, but meme, we're poor in America, just so you know. I know I haven't told you that yet before, meme or not, but we're poor in America. But on a serious note, I tell people all the time, America's a lot harder than you think it is. It costs more money than you think it does. Everything's more money. Doctor bills will kill you in a heartbeat. One sickness can put you in bankruptcy. One car accident and you're screwed. That's it. See, I'm glad you're learning now. If you get into a car accident and you get banged, you're screwed. You're out of work. You're out of money. Your insurance is going to get canceled. You don't have a car now. You can get screwed in America like nothing you could ever imagine. Nothing. It's a lot of people don't understand that, and I don't know about Europe. I really don't. But I know some of the Asian countries are totally different. Some of the South American countries are different. Mexico, other places. But you can easily go from managing and doing okay in America and literally within a week being screwed, being out of your house, being on the poor streets, as we used to say, going to the poorhouse. I've known so many people over the years that have made some bad decisions and or had bad things happen to them, and they don't recover. So I tell people all the time, man, America is not what you think it is. It's a great country, don't get me wrong. I love it. I like the fact there's so many freedoms and things you can do. I like the fact that there's so many opportunities if you work hard and you want to do well, you can do well in America. You can succeed. It's the best place for that. But you're going to pay, and you're going to pay. It's just not easy in America. Just not easy. Had to switch to the old telephone because the iPad was low. So Tim says, hi, wave, wave, wave. So yeah, and I really don't know about Europe, to be honest. But here, we're a paycheck away from being unemployed. Yeah. Or homeless. Isn't that what they say? Most people are a paycheck away from being homeless. The American dream of life. Yeah, I'm telling you. And we have a lot of drama here. I don't know. I know there's drama in every world, every country, but we have a lot of what we call Karens and Darrens that think they're entitled. And, I was telling Lorelai over the weekend, because, I was on my mobility scooter because my legs are bad, right? So I have to have a mobility scooter, and I really need to get a new one, but I'm too poor to buy a new one. But I really need to get one. But we were on my old cheap Chinese one. And I was dumbfounded because we were talking, how many people cut me off? Because I'm just going in a straight line. How many people thought I should get out of their way, even though I'm just going slow and easy, pretty much in a straight line down the boardwalk, you know, but I got to get out of everybody's way. If you live in the Philippines or Thailand or Japan or China, that shit doesn't happen. You know, and I saw some, and the other, what made me think of it was I saw an old couple walking, really old. I mean, you know, like Tim's age. You know, I saw an old people walking, and these people just brushed by him and almost knocked him over. And I thought, I told Laura, I said, man, that's really bad. And it made me think, well, like in the Philippines, people have respect for the elderly and the disabled. In America, we have no respect for anybody. Yeah, more than a paycheck with a savings. That's correct. That's it. Not more than that's what I mean. One paycheck away from the poorhouse. So it's just not easy, and it's not easy to accumulate cash in America. I mean, for instance, I know when Lorelai and I finally do get to move, because right now we're stuck in traffic, so to speak. That's my analogy. That we're stuck in traffic right now, so we can't move right now because we're stuck in traffic. But it's going to cost me $10,000 to move us to Alabama. So it's going to cost me $10,000, and I'm going to need that in cash. I'm not going to put it on credit, so I need to have $10,000 in cash to make us move. So yeah, the dogs, yes. This time of the evening, we get a lot of walkers in our neighborhood. They walk around, disturbing the dogs. So it's just not easy here. That's correct. The old people in Korea are not, and once you come off of a plane or go to the airport in Korea, they're immediately put in wheelchairs and hand delivered where they need to go. You know, in America, I was really shocked this weekend to see how many people just literally gave no regard. I literally, I mean, if this is me on my scooter, I'm trucking down the road like this. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. I literally would have people jump across me, right in front of me, jump over the front of me, where I'd have to stop to keep from hitting them. But that was my fault. You know, how dare I? How dare I? And I saw that those old couples almost get ran over. And they got ran over by people that were in their 30s, not like they were like 16-year-old kids. These are adults who almost knocked this poor old couple over because they're just kind of walking, you know, slowly in the promenade and going down the little way. But I guess they wanted to get, you know, in and around them faster, so they cut in front of them, you know. So that's one of the things I don't like about America. I don't like how discourteous we've become. We've become a society where we don't care about the other people. We don't. We don't care about them at all. Now, you know, which is just sad. It's just sad. And I don't think that's ever going to change in America. I just don't think it's going to change. And sadly, though, Tim, I think the Philippines has gotten a little bit of that. The last time we were there, you start to recognize some of that in the Philippines, where, you know, maybe the kids are so busy on their phones now that they don't think about it as much. You know, gesturing to the hand isn't done as much. So I think even this young generation in the Philippines is starting to be a little bit like Americans, which is not a good thing. Not a good thing. So, but I don't know how you can teach that. I don't think our generation, I don't think the American kids can be taught to be respectful to people or to think about others. I just don't think they can, because I don't think their mommy and daddies care. Their mommy and daddies are the Karens and the Darrens of the world, right? So if they think they're self-entitled to that parking space or to that apple or to that movie theater seat, then why would the children be any different? That's what I think. I do get offered a chair. Yes, correct. Not the way it is in America. No, so much so that I don't go to American parties at all anymore because I feel like I'm treated like shit. I'm hardly ever spoken to, so I don't go. I don't go to American stuff. I don't. That's good, meme. That's good. It's good to hear that. We don't in America. We are extremely entitled and disrespectful here. We really are. And I'm probably just as bad as everybody else. But no, no. I try really hard when we have parties here at the house, and the 4 or 5 we have a year. I make sure that everybody that comes to my house, the American men included, are welcomed. They have a place to sit. They got a place to hang out, stuff to eat and drink. So I work hard being a good host and letting my wife be a host to her clan. When I go to other parties, I hardly ever get spoken to by American men. Unless I'm a drunk like them and I hang out and just get drunk, well, then they're happy to talk. But I've been so disrespected at other people's houses, not even a hello, by the man of the house. He's out there in the backyard drunk, but not even having enough decency to say hello. No U.S. driver's license? That's all right. You don't need one, man. Just don't get caught and you'll be all right. You'd probably be shocked to find out how many people in America doesn't have driver's license. Probably more than you think. And now everybody has to have that real ID anyway now. So all those people that resisted getting the real ID, the last 2 months have been in a mad dash rush to get it. Because without the real ID and or your passport, you can't fly on planes anymore. You can't get into federal buildings anymore. So you got to have your passport and or your real ID in America. But we got our real ID years ago. We didn't have a problem with it. Can't drive anyway, so the Philippines is perfect for you, right, Tim? If you can't drive due to your medical condition anyway, the Philippines is great because it only costs us a few bucks to hire a driver and go and do places. So that's one good thing about the Philippines. One thing I enjoyed partly was being driven around. I did miss driving. I gotta admit, I enjoy to drive a car. I really like driving. So I did get a little bored not being able to drive. I thought that sucked. But it was much easier just to pay somebody and to deal with all the headache versus me having to deal with it. A lot cheaper, So the Philippines is perfect for that. Perfect for that. Even if you live out in the province, you can find people to drive you around and get you back and forth and all that. And I think it's a good way to go. Good way to go. In America, catching a taxi is very expensive. Very expensive. We live 10 miles from the airport, right? International airport right here. And it would probably cost me $60 to catch a taxi from here to the airport, 11 miles away. I don't know how much a Grab would be. A Grab would probably run me $30. Oh, you have 2 IDs or memberships? Yeah. Ours is called an identification card or an ID. So yeah, you better not have more than one in America. You can't have more than one. So that's pretty good. $300 a month, 24/7. Nice. Yeah, in America, what you have is you have a state issue driver's license or ID in the state where you live. If you go and live in another state, you got to give up that one. So for instance, I live in Arkansas. When I go to Alabama, I got to give up my Arkansas stuff and I got to get Alabama stuff. You don't get to have both. Not at all. Not at all. All has to be changed over to the state that you're in. Which is not a horrible big deal, but yeah, so we don't get to have multiple ones here. Don't do it. If you get caught with a multiple one, so the DMVs, the Department of Motor Vehicle in Alabama will say, hey, I need your old Arkansas license. For some reason, if they forget to ask me and they don't take it and I keep it, if I get stopped and they find it, I can actually get a ticket for having duplicate ID. Okay, yeah, we don't do that at all. Remember, Europe is the country? Yes. Yeah, we don't have, we can't do that. I know. But we can't get a Mexican ID unless we live there, or Canada ID. So we can't go to Canada. I guess we could if we're going to be a permanent resident, right, of Canada. So I guess in that way, we could have a Canadian ID and a American ID. Yeah, you got 90 days to get a new one. That's right. You got 90 days to change everything over when you go live somewhere. That's correct. So you got to be very, very aware of that because the local people want their money, and you can literally get pulled over, and they're like, "Oh, well, how long have you lived in Alabama?" "Well, I've lived here 6 months." "Well, you're on an Arkansas license. We're giving you a ticket." So yeah. So, but yeah, that's just the way it is. All right, my friends, it is 7:30 here in the United States. It's time for me to get off of here. I want to do a little bit of raking in my yard. It's starting to cool off enough that I can go get the rake and rake up some of this dead grass without killing myself, I hope. So I'm going to jump off of here, but it is all about the money, Tim. But we appreciate everybody coming in and being entertained tonight. We thank you all for that. Thank you all for the thumbs up. And hopefully we'll see you guys definitely over the next few days. I am going to try to get up early and do some live streams here and there, but we'll be back live and watch my video. I got a video coming out hopefully tomorrow about that surprise gift that Lorelai got. Tim, we appreciate you. Meme, we appreciate you. Dennis, everybody that was in the house tonight, we appreciate everybody. Ken, PA Outdoors, all the good people that came in bright and early. We thank you all. So everybody take care, and we'll see you next time, guys.